Hello everyone and welcome to a very special video. And a lot of you guys are probably going, what in the world? Jay is doing a reaction video? What is this? Well, the reason we're doing a reaction video is because there was a very special game announced today, and I want to give you guys a first look at it. If you've been following my channel for a while, or you've been around the animal and nature gaming community for a bit, you guys probably know about the game Cattails. We actually have a very long playthrough of it. We had over 120 episodes, I'm pretty sure, and a lot of y'all loved it. I loved it. It was very, very fun to play. Well, Cattails is getting a sequel. The new trailer just dropped today, and I want to show it off, so we're going to be going through this. I might pause it a few times and talk about some things, and show you guys some of that clip, so we're going to take a look at that now.
Long ago, you brought peace to the Cattails. You restored the balance. Now,
Can we talk about the animation for the cinematic as well? I am an animation nerd, and this is just... yes!
your colony needs you once more. When disaster struck, you led them out.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause here again. And if you want to see this full trailer, there will be a link to it in the video description so you can watch it uninterrupted. But guys, look at this! Like the art is updated and the cat sprites are updated. Now it does say at the bottom alpha gameplay footage subject to change, so this may or may not be completely reflective of the final project. But look at the cats now. Like, as much as the old Cattails sprites were very, very cute, like look at this, there's so much more cat-like. I love it. It admittedly has taken me a bit to get used to seeing them like this, because I'm so used to the very round old sprites, but like, man, they did such a good job on this.
Out of the wreckage and into a new world, filled with prey to hunt,
That's
herbs
familiar.
to forge, and mysteries
familiar.
to unravel.
Look at
Our
this.
new
Wait, we gotta go back and look at that. So I'm not entirely sure what we're seeing here. It looks like there's anglerfish, so it's some kind of ocean-themed, maybe, it almost looks like a kraken or something like that. Like, this, I guess, is probably, of course, in the main story of the other game. If you haven't seen that, we had some little bit of fantasy mixed in with these cats, and it seems like this is like more of a sea-themed something or another. It's kind of interesting. I don't know, like, we don't have a whole lot of info on the story of it yet. We may have to just play and find out when the time comes. But, like, I am so curious. But I also, can we just talk about, like, the use of the lighting on the anglerfish as, like, lanterns? Very, very cool choice. And, of course, we have a bat flying around at the bottom of the screen, which is kind of a familiar thing from the dungeons in the old game.
Our new home, the Wildwood,
It's so pretty.
has everything a cat could.
Okay, I want to talk about this as well. I want to look at this. So, actually, and I just noticed that the frame we paused on, that the cat is flashing green, which it looks like it's flashing green. If we scroll a few frames, we can see the damage animation here is maybe a little bit different. No? Okay, I want to see exactly what's happening here. Maybe it's just kind of a tinted cat. Actually, it looks like it might be using some sort of skill or something. I think they're talking about possibly updating some of the combat elements, but what I wanted to pause on this frame for is, you can see, this looks like just kind of a wild area out in the open. Now, we did have enemies in Cattails, but they were exclusively in the dungeons. And this looks like enemies just in kind of out in the open. This also looks like a more plains-ish, kind of almost deserty look, which is not something we saw too much of in the old game, so it looks like we might have some new environments, and I think there's more dynamic enemies. Now, of course, all of this is speculation, and unless you see it in writing or confirmed in the trailer, confirmed by Falcon, I don't know for sure what's going to be in this game, but I'm just kind of talking about some of my thoughts, some of my theories, some of my first impressions of what I'm seeing. Let's keep going.
A cat could need to live a bountiful life, what we cannot find in the forest. We will use our paws to nurture and grow.
So this looks like there's more to the gardening. You could garden in the previous game. There was a little area where you could grow herbs in the den, but it looks like that might play a much bigger role in this game because this is like a much bigger area. It looks like there would be room even to expand this beyond 6 plots if you wanted to, but I don't know for sure how it'll work.
Together, we can build a new place for all cats who seek opportunity and adventure. They will come from far and wide to
Crampy!
join us when they see
remember
what
him,
a wondrous
huh?
home you've created in the wilderness. We can delve deep and uncover the dark secrets of the Wildwood.
So there's new stuff in the mines by the look of it. Also new characters, if you saw in the previous clip. But whatever this little, is it like a little buggy thing flying around? Obviously there's a bat that's attacking the kitty right here. Also, is the kitty wearing a miner hat? I think it is. That's amazing. But it looks like one of those enemies has actually fired a projectile that's just sailing off. You can also see if you look off on the left-hand side of the screen here that there is one of these staircases. That looks pretty familiar from the first game.
It'll take a lot of hard work, but when we band together...
Spooky new enemy cats. These guys have been hinted at in a few things, and I'm very curious to see what their role in the story is. They're kind of almost like ghostly, shadowy monster things.
There is nothing that can stop us. Along the way, you might even make a...
We have a companion cat following us here. Now, I don't know if that's part of the romance system or if it's like a friendship thing. You could take your kittens with you in the old game, I remember. I don't think... Could you ask your mate to go with you? I don't recall if that was actually a thing or not, but I kind of think it wasn't. So this seems to hint at the idea of you can have like, at least some sort of companion. I don't know if it's just the cat that you ultimately choose for romance, if that is the route you take with any of them. But it seems like there's the option to no longer explore alone, and it may or may not be limited to kittens because I think this might be one of the NPC cats. I think I've seen this cat in some of the other promotional stuff. We'll take a look at some of the screenshots afterwards, but I think this is one of the NPC cats, and it looks like the player is wandering around with this cat accompanying them.
New friend. And maybe, just maybe, start a romance.
You can carry the kittens. I don't think you could do that in the previous game, but I love it. I can't remember now. It genuinely has been a while since I played the original Cattails. But look at it, just the poor little baby though is just like, oh, didn't expect to get yoinked, but oh my goodness, it's so darn cute. And the sprites! Look at the difference in the sprites here. You can see Ellie is a little fluffier. Also, isn't Ellie the Easter egg cat that the devs added in because that's their cat? It looks like Ellie might actually be a romanceable NPC in this.
That will last a lifetime. Who knows what the future holds? Your colony is counting on you. What will be our Wildwood story?
Look at this, you guys. Isn't it cool? Oh my goodness. It's so cool. Now, I did want to look at a couple of screenshots too that came with the press release that I got sent. So this is one of them. This is a familiar face. If you guys see in the background, it says Ember's Emporium. Now, Ember was obviously one of the characters in the first Cattails, so it looks like Ember will actually be making a return. That's pretty exciting. And it seems like the shop interface is fairly similar. It does remind me a lot of the old game, but it's always fun to see like a classic character come back. Also, the interface has gotten quite a few upgrades. Look at the portrait art. It's not the pixel portraits anymore. It's like actually more... I don't know what non-pixel, what is the word for that? But it's not pixel art for the portraits, and actually a lot of the interface looks a little bit less pixely as well, even though a lot of the gameplay still is. It's definitely an interesting choice. I really like the new portraits. They're very detailed, and good job to the artist on that. Very, very, very nice work. But yeah, it looks like we'll see the return of some familiar faces here, possibly, at least... We've seen, for sure, Ember from the Forest Colony. We saw Crampy from the Mystic Colony? I'm going to forget the heckin' names, my goodness. I think it's Mystic Colony. I can't remember if we've seen anyone from the Mountain Colony yet. Guess we'll have to see. Now, I wanted to show this piece, too, because, like, just look at how pretty this is. Look at how pretty this is. Oh my gosh. I love the Forest Guardian so much. But I'm trying to remember if this actually looks like the area we saw in the first game or not. I'm not 100% sure if it does. It slightly looks different, so I wonder if this is either a flashback or a new location that we'll get to see in this game. I don't know. I'd have to go back and compare some of my old footage or play through the game again and see what the original place where you met with the Forest Guardian and that looked like, because this almost looks new to me. And you can see it's got like hieroglyphics in the back that's almost got an Egyptian theme, and I wonder if that has something to do with the idea that cats were first domesticated in Egypt and such not, and that area, and that they were revered in ancient times. So I'm really curious to see if that has any symbolism. I'm not sure if this is the same area or not, but to me it looks different, and I can't tell if that's just the style of the rendering versus the pixel of the game, or if this is actually a new area we'll get to see at some point, or something from even a flashback or another cutscene. This is another one of the promotional pieces I wanted to show you guys. It's Crampy. Everybody loves Crampy. But just like, I just want to talk about Crampy. I just want to talk about Crampy, okay? Like he's back. He's back. We love to see it. We love to see it. Oh, yes, this is what I wanted to talk about too, because I think Spark, I believe, is the cat we saw in the trailer following the player around at one point. So I don't know if that means that Spark is a romanceable NPC that will be able to follow the player, and that you can have your mate come with you, or if this means that if you have high enough friendship or hire a cat or something. I don't know. I don't know what the prerequisites to having a companion cat would be, but this does seem to indicate that Spark is one of the NPCs and not a kitten, because in the previous game, of course, you could take your kittens with you for training, but in this, it seems like you have the chance to invite some of the NPCs to go along with you as well. Finally, this is a little bit of a familiar screenshot here. You can see that the hunting system is quite similar to what we recall. I don't know, looking at it, seeing it in action, it does seem like there might be some differences too, and Falcon has shown also a video on his channel of some of the development and gameplay of this that showed a little bit more than just the trailer, so I'll also include a link to that in the description if you wanted to go see his video on it. But it looks like we've got the hearts for the health bar, which I think is different from the previous game. I think the previous game just had the standard line. Maybe. No, don't quote me on that. I don't remember, but I think it was. And then that looks like the fish seems like a hunger bar too. It looks like it's half eaten or something there. And you can see, actually, I just noticed if you look down towards the bottom of this screenshot, you can see that it looks like there's bubbles pointing towards other prey animals. You can see a mouse in one, and I think that's like a frog or a lizard or something down there, it looks like. So that's pretty cool to see as well, that there's like the little indicator of where things are. Well, I think that may have been... Was that in old school Cattails? I think it might have been a feature you could unlock. And then last but not least, I just wanted to poke around a little bit on the official Cattails site, because they have updated it with a lot of new info on Wildwood's story. This is the trailer that we just looked at, and so the mysterious Wildwood seems to be a new location, so I'm guessing we're going to move away from the original area. Look at the little animated clouds in the picture too, that's so cool. You can build a thriving town for all cats to call home, get to know the residents, fall in love, and raise a litter of kittens. Here's some of the footage from this. It does look like there might be a deserty area as well, and this is kind of like a dark, marshy sort of area. It almost seems like there's Crampy. But here's some of the footage of that. And I will include the link to this in the description too if you want to check out the info here. Step into the Wildwood for a new experience featuring a sorted cast of fresh and familiar faces. So here's a few things to look at too. You can see the cat is hunting here, it appears. You can find blueberries. I don't know what the star system means. That's interesting. There's a star in the name. That I think is new, and I'm not entirely sure what's up with that. And of course here we have another one of these spooky shadow cats. And then the pirate hat. And is this cat using a skill of some sort, maybe? It almost looks like it. So that's kind of interesting to see. Explore life as a cat in a strange wilderness, prowl through dense forests, murky swamps, rocky highlands, and sandy beaches in search of rare herbs and delicious prey. Build and customize your colony's base of operations and attract new residents to grow a prosperous community. Meet a personality-filled cast of unique cats and bring back gifts from your travels to make friends. So I wonder if this will include more of the custom colony building right from the start. That was something you could unlock in the previous game, but it wasn't available just starting out. Spending time with others is a great way to get to know them, stick around and chat for a bit, or bring an extra item you have laying around to give as a gift. So we have Alabaster, seems to be a new NPC, and a very, very pretty one. Actually kind of looks like Evie a little bit. Oh my goodness, Evie is my kitty in real life. She has green eyes, but she does have that gray fur. Use your cute sense of smell to identify what critters are around, then track their scent until you find them, crouch it, and move slowly as you approach so you won't scare them off. Which, again, is pretty familiar, similar mechanics to the previous one. Of course, not all animals will appreciate you pouncing on their backs. Some will put up a fight. Certain nasty fiends like snakes and rats aren't afraid of cats like you and will attack on sight. And here we have a cat fighting a crab. Now, this is something that I was noticing with the bees, is it seems like there may be dangerous enemies just wandering around, so no longer relegated just to the dungeon. And as you can see, watch what the cat does when it circles around above the crab there. You can see there's like a... And it happened again there. You can see there's like a fire that turns purple and then blue. I wonder if that's either a skill or like a charge attack or something. It's kind of interesting to see. There might be some changes and improvements to the combat system by the look of it. Eerie void-like spirits are appearing in great numbers to challenge the intrusion of your new settlements, but where are these evil spirits coming from? Perhaps you can unravel the mystery and put an end to the assault. So it looks like we're taking the fantasy elements a little bit further. The spooky void cats are like excellent aesthetic, A+. I love them. I know they're the bad guys. I want 10 of them. They're so good. This caters so specifically to my aesthetic. I don't know. This is like the fantasy vibes that I like. It's excellent. It's excellent. Here we go, too. Master the art of fighting with the new improved real-time combat system. Sprint to engage your foes quickly, charge your attacks, and dodge out of harm's way. So, yeah, it looks like they are adding improvements to this, too. Also, look at this cat's coat. It's so pretty. I just noticed that. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. It's a very neat design. Explore the extensive caves that stretch far below the surface of Wildwood. If you're brave, you'll find the earth is filled to the brim with gems and treasures, but the dark places of the world are guarded by angry critters who call the mines their home. So it looks like there's traps as well. I just noticed the spikes, but it looks like there's a lot of interesting things here that are maybe improved and different from the original caving system. Obviously, we did have caves in the original Cattails, but this is something that's a little bit different from that too. So it seems like there's some improvements here as well. There's a lot that's been added and upgraded from the original Cattails, and I'm looking forward to exploring what all it is. Under the dark eaves of the trees, sinister shadows lurk, ready to strike at the unwary. You must protect your colony from the threat that lies at the heart of the land. Once you made a good friend, the two of you can leave town and hang out for a while. Go for a stroll beneath the canopy of the forest, catch some wandering mice, or collect seashells on a beach. So I wonder if this is like the companion system. And I don't know, once you've made a good friend, it doesn't say that it's necessarily romantic, so I wonder if that means that you can just hang out with cats that you have high reputation with, which would be really fun too. Decorate your den and make your own, unlock new furniture sets, and create a cozy space where you can relax. With the help of Molby the Mole, you can even customize your floor plan. There's like straight up furniture and stuff. There's a lot more that you can do in the dens, it looks like. So that's pretty neat as well. You can have a calendar. That's so funny to me. Oh my goodness, the cats are advancing, you guys. The cats are advancing. But I genuinely do love it. While most plants grow naturally in the wild, the best quality herbs result from careful nurturing in a controlled environment. Create a garden and tend to it daily to reap the rewards. So I wonder if that has to do with the star system on the plants. Because I did notice that if we scroll up, the blueberries in this screenshot have a star by them, and I noticed in the background of one of the other screenshots, we'll actually take a brief look at that, the background here. If you look back, you can see Ember's Emporium, Mouse, Dove, Rabbit, Golden Seal, and next to it is 2 stars. Now, Golden Seal is an herb, and that's something that I wonder... Either those stars are a quality system, maybe, or they could refer to the rarity of the herb. Those are my theories on it right now, but I'm kind of leaning towards, if we go back, I'm kind of leaning towards the idea that it could be a quality system, because it says the best quality herbs result from careful nurturing in a controlled environment. So I wonder if there's going to be more to the, I guess, farming aspect of the game, and it would make sense that an herb that you buy in a shop would have a higher quality value because it's maybe tended to more carefully than one you just found growing free in the wild. So that's an interesting thought as well. And lastly here, cats come in all, well, actually, no, not lastly. Actually, there's more, I forgot. Cats come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Use Coat Studio at any time to update your appearance and create a truly unique player character. And look at this, we have different body types and all different fur types. There's so many different options here. Now, I wonder, I don't know if the coats are locked to specific types. Obviously, we don't necessarily see enough of that from here. It does look like there's accessories. There was just a bow, there's a pirate hat in this loop, there's a bow tie, but it also does look like there's different fur types as well. And so the possibility of, like, it'd be really cool if you could mix and match the different coat types with the different body types, but this is a pixel art game, so that's not as easy as it would be to do in 3D. I'm really curious to see how they're going to handle it and what exactly this Coat Studio is. I'm definitely curious to find out. It seems like the customization has advanced some from the previous game too. Find that special someone and fall in love. After the wedding, your partner will move into your den and the two of you can raise a cute litter of kittens. Of course, this was a feature in the original game as well. Oh, this is just so sweet. But yeah, I'm very curious to meet some of the new cats and to see what all the game is going to be like now. It seems like they've expanded a lot on the old game, and so I wouldn't be surprised if the courtship system has some new improvements too. And here we are. So that's kind of the end of it. And this is what basically all the info that we have on the game so far. Now, it is coming to Kickstarter, I believe, in May of this year. So that's 2022. If we see here, May 10th. So that's not that far away. Now, I don't know what that means in regards to when we could see alpha, beta releases, pre-releases, any of that. We don't know what the tiers on the Kickstarter are going to be or any of that. And the game is not predicted to release until Q4 of next year. So we're going to have a while before the full game is here. That said, you guys really liked Cattails, I really liked Cattails, and as this game develops, I'm curious to check it out. I can't promise anything specific right now, because obviously we just don't have that kind of information, but you can bet that I'm going to be keeping an eye on this game. And as some of you guys have pointed out, even recently, we did have a Cattails series we started after Dusty's Tale that didn't go so far. Maybe it'd be a good time for that to make a return. We'll have to see, with a new story to be told. But yeah, that's what we know about Cattails, the Wildwood story. So far, oh my goodness, it's so pretty. It's so pretty, I love it, and I'm excited. I'm very excited. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Falcon and all of them have in store for this. It has been a little bit since we've heard anything from them, and I think this is probably a good explanation as to why we've had so much radio silence. But whenever this comes closer to release, we'll definitely be taking more of a look at it again. Now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here for today, though, because I think we've covered pretty much everything that we have. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this little bit unexpected video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.